Alright, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Sometimes lucky. Had a bit of a problem with Hyde apparently dropping out of the first attempt that we ran that game because he had some draft bug, and I was already getting a bit worried because we had this on Playday 1, Playday 2, and it lasted for, I think, at least 15-20 minutes with one problem after another. So at this point we have Tomb of the Spider Queen. First map in the best of 3, guys. We're on Playday number 4 for the Banshee Cup. We have Team BananaH going up against Team Dynouh. And quick bans indeed for this one. Now, again, we have $2,500 of prize money in Banshee Cup Season number 2, provided by Psychic, by Kevin. He's the Heroes of the Storm, Sugar Daddy, and the tournament is also named after him. It's a little bit sad because he is a Banshee one-trick, and that's why we called it the Banshee Cup after the Banshee Queen. Unfortunately, the teams apparently decided to just ban her out nearly every single game, so he doesn't get to see her a whole lot here. But now that we're heading into this, noteworthy that only 1,500 go to the top teams within the tournament. The other 1,000 are being distributed by teams that complete bounties. And I talked about the bounties, obviously, a lot already in the past. The bounty system was introduced in the previous season, in Season 1. But we still have a lot of bounties that can be completed here as well, so you can have a bit of a look on this. They're mega fast with the draft, so we have to make this short. But essentially what's going on here is if you complete bounties, this time we have a fixed pool, $1,000 are in the bounty pool. The more bounties you complete as a team, the bigger your share of that pool will be at the end of the tournament. And we have now, I think, 3-4 bounties completed. More attempts, obviously, but as you can see, you have to actually win when you're going for a bounty. Otherwise, teams would just throw maps in order to get some extra money here. And it's been pretty cool. It's all optional. It's nothing that you actually have to do. So it's all just optional plays that you're getting. And teams have to make that risk-reward calculation to see, hey, is this something that is worth it for us? Do we want to try and do that? Or do we just aim for a spot within the top 3 here? So that's what's happening here at the end of the day. And now that we're heading into our match on Playday number 4, we have BananaH against Dynouh. Teams were decided by individual players. So this time we didn't have teams sign up for the tournament. Individual players signed up, voted on 8 captains, and those 8 captains then drew out of the player pool their teams. So that's essentially what happened. And that's why we now have these teams. This comes with a couple of advantages and disadvantages. One of the cool things is that it's totally new power levels. You don't have to, you know, just like the same 4 or 5 players play together and then rock the tournament. So it mixes things up a little bit. At the same time, of course, teams have to find themselves first. They have to practice together, they have to see if everything flows together well, and then start to make their run in the tournament itself. Right now we're in the round robin phase of the Banshee Cup and played in number 4, as I already mentioned previously. But yeah, let's see what we're getting now. Dynouh's team playing with Hyde, as I already mentioned. And we got now the final 2 picks for them with Tracer and with Anduin. That leaves us with BananaH as the final pick for the team here. So let's go. Team BananaH, Tomb of the Spider Queen, ladies and gentlemen. The final pick for them as we're heading into our first map of the best of 3 series. No bounty attempts in game number 1 as I can see thus far. Unless, of course, BananaH goes a little bit wild now. But he doesn't. Cassie has the final pick, and with that, we're good to go. Tomb of the Spider Queen, everybody. Let's go. Game number 1, Team Dynouh against Team BananaH. We are on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Over on the left side, Dynouh on Hanzo, Danozovsky on Anduin. We got Krankle on Joanna. Jaden is playing Tracer, and Hyde on the account, the Dark Wolf, is playing Leoric. So he's on the side lane, again, the Korean player, the only Korean that is participating in the tournament here. Big shout out to him, playing, of course, with a ping disadvantage and also to some ungodly times in the middle of the night. Team BananaH on the right side in red with the man himself, the captain on Cassia. We got Johan on Mal'Ganis, Jean Lassalle on Malfurion, Itrax on Junkrat, and Okmek is playing Blaze. So, let's get the show on the road and see what the players can pull off here. I mean, at this point, obviously, the big question is who takes the lead in game number 1. Dynouh's team has been doing pretty well so far, so has BananaH. So, it's going to be interesting. Especially with Mal'Ganis as a pick in game number 1 already. Tomb of the Spider Queen is also something, at least on this play day, we haven't really seen all that much yet. And it's always a map that I kind of enjoy. A smaller map means that you're going to have a lot of attempts at ganks, such as simply, you know, players moving from one lane to another in an attempt to get a quick kill in. And it just guarantees that you have a lot of action, a lot of fights, and pretty enjoyable just overall. So level 1, we're getting in this case the Adrenaline Stim Pack. We have also Austin's Renewal for Hyde right now. Already starting to ghost around here a bit, and yeah, we'll see how much of an impact he's going to have in this game, specifically after he hits level 10 and gets into Anduin is on their side. There's nothing worse, honestly, than playing Leoric and then your opponent is rocking Anduin, because what essentially happens is that every single tomb that you YOLO out is being negated by him just pulling the target away from you. So yeah, feels bad. But in this case, not going to be an issue. If we get Light Bomb, which is likely, then we'll most likely get that comboed off with Tracer, who had a bit of a problem there for a moment. That problem manifested itself in a lack of hit points, so yeah. All the way up towards the middle of the map now. We have Johan doing his thing, Itrax moving around down to the bottom of the map. Still our 3-man, pushing for some additional structures. Cassia has gone on level 1 into the charge strike, so we're not getting any kind of stacks going or anything like that. Big damage output still to be expected from her. And the teams are getting the first couple of gems together. So trying to collect as much as they can for the first Web Weaver wave and then drive that momentum train, of course, if possible. And also waiting for first blood here. With Leo, interestingly enough, now at the top lane. So normally it's the bottom lane where we have our 1 versus 1 play out, but not so much here. They essentially started to swap things completely. Now it's the bottom of the map that everybody is paying attention to, where you also have the siege shines that you can go for, of course. But yeah, quick move for Cassia. BananaH still totally fine. And he is obviously, in most of the tournaments that we've seen in the past, more so on the support side, but in this one, as the captain, he could draft the team any way he wanted to. And since he is also somebody that plays a lot of DPS, that's exactly what we get from him here. So not only do we have different teams with different players being mixed, even some new ones, but at the same time, we have also some players just abandoning the traditional role that they're holding in competitive play, and instead playing something completely different, as we see from him here. On level 4, we get the Ignore All Distractions. We have Blaze also coming in with the Incinerator Gauntlet, as so often, and still a single kill. A couple of gems were at least turned in, specifically for the blue team, of course. So they are currently sitting on 19 that they were able to safeguard and deliver. All the way up towards the top. Yeah, Jaden, Itrax is getting pushed back a little bit. Junkrat holding most of the gems of the red team. We've been able to safeguard a few. Blaze low, still able to survive through it. Good for him. But the jet propulsion, and Orkmec is alive. Hanzo dies. Hanzo is the one that falls. Nicely done. First blood in the game. The blue team loses one of their damage dealers. And that was clutch. That could have been the end of Blaze, honestly, the way that it shaped out, at least at the start. But yeah, job well done. So good for them. Able to get that kill in. More action here in the middle of the map as well. I mean, Tracer's obviously just like dancing around at this point and looking to get as much poke damage in as possible to then finish the target off with her bomb. But we're going for Banana. Alright, Crankless in as well, and that puts Cassia into a bit of a pickle. She tries to turn it around, gets the support from Malfurion and also Mal'Ganis, who's joining the fight, but Cassia still goes down. They did a lot to try and keep her alive here, but they weren't able to pull it off, so that is kill for a kill now. Level 7 on both sides, which gives us for Jojo Conviction. So this is making it pretty easy for her to engage and disengage in fights. So more of an engaged hero right now that can start chasing people down or just simply escape from a fight as well. On top of that, we have the Black Claws for Mal'Ganis. And just the Fell Claws alone, of course, give him a lot of mobility in tons of these fights, which we've seen over and over again in the past. So, yeah, Mal'Ganis can be an absolute menace if you gotta deal with him here. And they're trying to prove that right here, right now. Fight breaking out. Leo is about to turn in, so Hyde is currently sitting at the turning point all the way up at the top. Delivers his gems, but the red team is the one that is able to get the first Web Weaver wave. Blue team was only sitting at 40. They nearly lost Mal'Ganis though, and that was a good save. If he dies just as the objective is about to come down, that's the worst possible timing. But not a problem, at least not right now, so they are still able to save that. Okay. Yeah, Orkmec is able to get out too, because that would have been annoying. Just imagine him falling here. If he dies now all of a sudden, that would have been a bit of a disaster as well, just as the Web Weavers are coming in. Worst case scenario when you're trying to push with an objective. But at least here, they've been able to do a little bit of work. Already moving back down as well for Jojo, hoping to get the kill against Crankle. Getting quite close, but not able to lock it in. They are able to do a lot of damage at the bottom fort, though. I mean, this thing is already suffering. Down to 50% of its HP. We have Tracer still moving around in the back, trying to do some work here. And careful! Jaden! And he's recalling and is dead. Recalling straight into the root and died right then and there. I mean, good approach at least initially, but just a little bit too much, so not really working out. In this case, 2 kills to 1. We have now level 9 on the board too. Blue Web Weavers still descending, but the bottom fort has now fallen. So the blue team is able to bring this back in kind a bit with an objective on their own. Both teams have level 10 abilities, but now need to do enough damage with it. Nice little move against Junkrat, and he's gone, and that's gems down the drain. Johan picking up most of them. He's sitting at 31 now. Malgan is up at the front, and now the move straight into this. So, pretty sweet. I mean, at this point, with Junkrat gone, that's part of your wave clear gone right there. He's obviously going to be back in just a few seconds, but that gives you initial push power against structures, and in this case, it's the top side wall that they're destroying. Can they take an entire fort out? I mean, I honestly, not so sure. I actually questioned that a little bit. It's 2 kills to 2. Yeah, another nice root here against Malfurion for just a second. Okay, comes in with a Twilight Dream just to save himself, and Anduin is dead. Gets bombed hard, so he gets eliminated. Topside fort is about to get destroyed. I guess they're going to save it for a bit longer, but it's good damage regardless. If they can do some work down here at the bottom of the map, then even with them not taking a fort down potentially, they would have gotten a lot of value out of objective number 1. Taking the walls out, damaging the topside fort, dropping the one at the bottom of the map down to less than 50% of its HP. That's actually not bad. It's a lot of damage that they were able to get out there. I mean, it would be nice to get an entire fort to get also some catapult pressure, but it's still early in the game, so not that strong yet anyways. But there's 2 that are up for grabs now. 29,000 damage for Cassia. We got 28,000 for Hanzo. BananaH gets attacked, and Cassia is able to get through the bunker here. Nicely done. Jaden still poking. Tracer at this point is one of the top damage dealers for them with the 20,000, but Hanzo is of course at 28. They take height down. Leo is gone. That's 4 kills in total now for Team BananaH. And they've been an absolute menace in this tournament. I mean, BananaH's team has done exceptionally well. Light bomb engaged from Tracer though. Yeah, Banana and his boys, they haven't lost an entire series yet. They have not lost a single series in this tournament. So they're 3-0 when it comes to this. And the question is, can they maintain that score? Right now, it seems like they might. 13 is on the board, so they get the extra talent, so they're looking good on that. We have Tracer moving in at the top. Yeah, already a turn in from Crankle that just happened, and they're getting closer to their own turn in, but it's once again the red team that just is a little bit faster and gets turn in number 2. Yeah, they're going for blow on this one. I like it a lot actually. And how much can the red team now do? Can they, for example, take another fort out here? Another kill would of course go a long way. Level 13 talents are now getting ready. And yeah, push now also down at the mid lane as they are hoping to exactly do that. Take the second fort out, top side undefended right now, so the Web Weaver is gonna get at least some progress there. But here in the middle, we have now Unyielding Despair. And talking about Despair, Joanna is experiencing a lot of it. Jojo down, that's your tank gone, and boy oh boy, BananaH and his crew can now really go for gold, can't they? Take the forts out, not only the one in the middle, but move towards the top and make the same play there. And that is the entire outer ring of defense that's gone for the team. And in addition to that, it's obviously not only about you taking down your fort, but you are taking out the fountains as well, which means that it's much harder to sustain yourself through fights at the turn-in point when you can't easily fall back and make your move there. So, really nice situation now for Team BananaH. They still have all their fountains on every single lane, and they can make those big plays now. So, talking about it though, there's a kill against Cassia, at least something. Web Weavers are not totally defeated yet, but they're chasing this a bit harder. We still have the Entomb ready. Bit of body blocking going on right now. Alright, and they're going for Malfurion. Twilight Dream was a moment too late to deny it. Blessed Shield, Arrow. I mean, they're getting everything on Malfurion. But it's all short distance and really short duration, so Malfurion is able to walk out, and they don't get a single kill here on the chase. They got Cassia and then nothing on the chase anymore. And it led to the topside keep taking damage and them not being able to do a whole lot. They were able to get their turn-in though. So the turn-in is ready. 6 kills to 3. We now have half a level until level 16 for the red team. And that could become a bit of a problem for their opponents. It could become a problem for Team Dynouh. Because essentially, you're now going up against talent advantage while you're pushing with Web Weavers. At least if they're getting it, which I expect them to do in a moment. Tracer also taking tons of damage here after the jet propulsion from Blaze. Nicely done. 6 kills to 3 right now. And on top of that, we get Martial Law now in. And yeah, topside fort at least gets destroyed, so they're getting something there. It's also a question of what's happening down at the bottom of the map. We should at least try to get 2. Light bomb, nice. The bunker denying so much value here though. And then it's Hyde that gets targeted again and dies. Topside Web Weaver is obviously getting value now also at the keeper. Just look at them going down one after another. It's Anduin that falls. Now we're also having Johanna obliterated, so she's gone too. At the top, at least the wall is destroyed, but still, the situation remains the same. Down to the bottom of the map and now having at least the second fort destroyed, and that's something. So the Web Weaver wave still successful, takes 2 forts out, but they're trailing in experience now. They're behind by more than a level, and yeah, it's starting to get a little bit tricky for them. At this point, we have 47,000 damage for Hanzo. Dynouh, not quite top damage in the game though. Still behind Cassia, who's at 50,000. 1 fort remains after all of that. And yeah, let's see what they can now do in order to change that. Because we were looking at the gem count. 63 gems in the hands of the red team. They already turned now 33 in. They are super close to getting a 3rd turn in. And they're way ahead in gems too. I mean, they're super far ahead in gems. If they get that turn in, they should be able to take the first keep of the game off. Don't see a world in which they're not able to pull that off. Down to the bottom of the map though, the attack against Blaze. Maybe here an opportunity? He's still alive. 25 gems in his hands and finally he dies, but damn, he survived for ages. Leo dies as a counter kill. That's a kill for a kill here right now. Yeah, no, they get Tracer too. Tracer is eliminated. That's 2 kills to 1. They were diving deep for that kill and nearly lost Dynouh now as well. So they're losing way too many heroes. The idea was good. Go for Blaze, take him down, make sure that they're losing a few gems in the process, 25 in total. So they can't turn in, but they're so close. There's also a boss up that they could now claim. 18 to 16 on the levels. Yeah, a bit of a dicey spot to be in. I mean, this boss obviously is going to get uncontested. Leo? I mean, he's scouting it out, but he loses his life for it, so he sees what's happening. They can't do anything about it, not without Tracer. But damn, that's just tough. Now they have enough gems for another turn-in, by the way, so they could go for boss plus turn-in if they really wanted to. And if they want to make a move on this one. But yeah. At this point, we're having Johan turn in, or trying to turn in, but he gets interrupted. We can't play that game for too long though, because that boss is still something you gotta deal with. We're 15 minutes in. It's not the strongest boss in the game. I mean, we're not super late game or anything, but still, this is going to matter. The turn-in is there, boss is now taken, so they're timing it. Didn't even try to like jump in before. Furion didn't want to hold this back for too long either. But now they're just attempting to push the lanes out a bit. The blue team has at least taken a camp in the middle, so that helps them, but it's all about the top lane and what's happening there. Blaze has pushed out 1 minion wave down at the bottom of the map, but now they got level 20. That gives us also the Astral Communion right there. Here comes the push, here comes the move. The kill against Hyde, he goes down. So Leorki has activated his trade 6 times in this game. And this is maybe the lights out moment with the 2-level advantage, a level 20 talent boss and Webweaver at the top lane. This should be the opportunity that BananaH and his boys were looking for. They have not lost a single series in Banshee Cup season number 2 yet, and they don't want to start here on Playday number 4 as it seems. They're moving in for the core, and they should be able to take it there. There's just not enough pressure from the blue team. Can they take it though? Shield is gone. I think they're going to fall back here. They're not risking it. It's too early in the game. Death timers are low. And they're not even damaging. This is actually kind of funny. The core not getting damaged, losing the entire shield, but not taking any damage whatsoever is kind of amusing. Now, 1 keep, is that really enough for them? That was a boss plus Webweaver, and they're happy with a single keep. I expected them to try and siege up on another lane and at least do some damage. And I guess that's happening now in the middle. Is that what we're going to get here? Because once that level 20 is available for Team Dynouh, they're going to try and fight back. And we've seen already too many games where exactly that happened. So maybe a little bit of a problem here for the blue team right now. Yeah, seems like nobody has actually dropped out of the game. So could just simply be some voice communication issue. But their situation doesn't improve to that in the slightest. I mean, look at the damage numbers. We have now Cassia on 70,000 damage. We have Dynouh with Hanzo on 62,000. Level 20 is still a massive advantage for the red team, and it's an entire level that needs to be soaked until Team Dynouh is able to get their own storm talents. So in that time frame, poking with Junkrat, poking with Cassia, again, and also Blaze obviously, against the keep in the middle is just easy. It's just mega easy for them. So if they get a kill in the process, then they can always try and snowball it a little bit further. Blessed Shield is out, Light Bomb engage attempt, but instead Tracer just gets blown up. Gets stunned and blown up. They get at least Mal'Ganis. So it's 4 versus 4 on the map now. And without their tank, they seem to be a bit hesitant to make a move here. But the bottom wall is now about to get destroyed as well. We have 14 kills to 5. It tells you all that you need to know about the team fights here. And yeah, just way too much. So right now we have 20 at least ready for them. That gives us Bullseye, Sensor is in, Radiating Faith, we get stuffed. And yeah, so far so good. I mean, as is, we now have Dark Wolf starting to rotate around here, aka Hyde, trying to turn his gems in. They got enough for a turn in, so if they get the Webweaver wave, at least it will relieve some pressure. Ideally, of course, take some structures down too. But they're basically pinned down. But top lane is a little bit different. Top lane is not that big of a problem, but everywhere else they are finding themselves in a bit of trouble. So now instead the push in the middle. Tracer is back to business. And yeah, for the red team it's a bit of an awkward spot. They don't have the gems to turn in. They still have Ford in the middle, which is quite nice for them. And they destroyed the topside keep on the blue team. But question is still how much more they can do it here. So, yeah. Either way, for now, we're having a turn-in for the blue team. So they have now an opportunity. Blue team can turn in right now and see what they're doing with this. I mean, at this point, if you can snowball that a little bit, get some, I mean, ideally a key, but at least get that fort out of the way, then they can do a lot here. Potentially. They have level 20. This is actually what they were fighting for the entire time. Get even in talents and then make your move. So, yeah, there's an opportunity here. But this is probably the last opportunity that they're going to have like this. But, again, they could pull it off. And they're trying. They're leaving the mid lane to the Webweaver, so that's just saying, okay, the fort is most likely going to fall by itself. We have now Siege Giants at the bottom of the map. And we have Webweavers, but there's also a lot of deep push happening, specifically when we're talking about Blaze, but also, of course, Junkrat. Junkrat is coming in with just one volley after another. Now, look how quickly the Webweavers are going down here. I mean, they got the wall. They got nothing else. The entire push that they were setting up here. In the middle of the map, oh, arrow at the bottom of the map, losing control there, Dynouh, not hitting anything. Yeah, and now instead, they're losing Anduin. Anduin is gone. Fort in the middle at least gets destroyed. Really nice entomb by Hyde over the wall. The top side keep is also getting attacked. So that's, I suppose, another opportunity that they have to take a keep down. It's only Junkrat that's trying to defend it. But hey, Malfurion, nice. That was a good kill. That's pretty neat for the team around Dynouh. Hanzo then again is lost, so Dynouh himself is now destroyed. But it's essentially the same situation on the map now. Each team has lost their topside keep and everything else is still standing. So it's a bit of a weird game. Game number 1 is wild. Right now we have still a mad amount of additional kills for Team BananaH. But if you're just looking at the situation on the map, they are now even. They're now absolutely even given the map situation. And that will potentially get interesting. Gems. I mean, the two teams had the same amount of weaponry. We have a few more gems in the hands of BananaH, which gives the team, of course, a slight advantage. Assuming they can turn them in. And then at the top, you have the boss back up. So, yeah. Who's getting the next kill here? 46 gems have now been delivered. Entomb is out. Bunker. And Mal'Ganis is dead. They actually did it. Team Dynouh. They got the kill. This might be the kill. That was a super important one for them. Now they're running a 5 versus 4 here. And it seems like they're going to try and go for boss. But Team BananaH is getting closer and closer and getting a turn in. Now that boss would go straight for core. There's no topside keep anymore. Keep that in mind. So now the red team is basically forced to try and dance around the boss a little bit, see if they can get a kill. Maybe deny the boss, maybe just make sure that nobody takes it. That would already be a win. Crankle gets attacked. They're still trying to take this one. They're keeping it in play. But once that it leashes, this play is over, and it already did. 20 seconds until Mal'Ganis is back. So successful move. Arrow is missing. Dynouh just not having luck with any of these in this game. Some of them super late. And now Hyde is gone. Tracer's gone. BananaH and his boys in a 4 versus 5 situation. They're getting 3 kills. 4 versus 5. They got 3 kills and turn it around once more. Just as it seemed like they might be on the losing side after they lose Mal'Ganis and they are running only 4 heroes. They now have the chance to go for boss. There's only 2 defenders. Leo will be back in 25 seconds. We have Anduin and Hanzo, but they're getting attacked again. And with the Jet Propulsion Connect here, it's Malfurion who finishes it off. 5-man team wipe. And that is game. Nice. They're coming in and they're going to take down the core here. There's absolutely no saving this anymore. The only one that comes back in time is Leo. Maybe Tracer, but obviously not in time to defend anything here. Team BananaH undefeated so far in matches. And in game number 1 of this best of 3 series here on Playday number 4, they locked in another victory against Team Dynouh on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Really well done. 21 kills to 7. And that brings us straight to game number 2 of the best of 3 series. GG and well played. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2, Infernal Shrines, is our second map in Team BananaH. I mean, these boys have been crushing it. So, can they make this another 2-0? Is Dynouh's team forcing another map, pushing this to game number 3? And also the next question, are we going to see any attempt at a bounty? That's of course the next big one. We had quite a few. We had a Valeera bounty that's already done. That is probably the most surprising to me at all because, again, Valeera is pretty much trashed here. She is only good in extremely specific situations. And even in Meta Madness, where we had at times 60 heroes, more than 60 heroes banned, she wasn't even played. That's how, yeah, that's how rough the spot is that she's in right now. But with a pretty nice comp center around her, Team Ultralisk was able to pull off a win with Valeera and got a bounty for themselves. So yeah, pretty awesome. Good stuff. Now that we're heading to game number 2, the heroes that have been played before cannot be played again. So everyone that you saw on the first map cannot reappear again. We now have bans coming in on Sylvanas. Maiev is banned out against the red team. And then Medivh. Yeah. Nobody wants to go up against Portal Action. I like that Medivh gets a bit more play again. I like that he's also getting banned. It's just always a hero that when he appears, he is kind of enjoyable. Not only is it this constant question whether or not he's able to complete his level 1, but it's also a question of, hey, what can he actually do in regards to good portal control, just diving into the opponent's backline and so on and so forth. Now here in Infernal, we get Hyde on the Haka, so he swapped accounts now. As you can see, makes things a little bit easier. Yeah, he seems to have some trouble actually on the European server. That was an issue, I believe, in the first or second Playday, where with several accounts there were some problems for him switching over to the European server. And so yeah, in game number 1 he actually played on Smurf account. That's at least what I was told. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a like, now that I think about it, there's an outside chance that they actually played with a sub on the first one. But the conversation that I followed in the chat basically said that Hyde is online and Hyde is coming. And so I assume that Hyde is just like, for whatever reason, playing on the different account. So that's at least what I was told. I mean, there's an outside chance that it was actually just a sub, but Dynouh at least said Hyde is online and is coming. So, yeah. But again, here he is for sure now on his real account. We now have Krankle on Muradin, Dynouh with Jaina. So we're getting quite a bit of burst damage here. Now the only thing that is missing to make it a full-on Miranda comp is Tyrande. Muradin, Tyrande roaming the map, Jaina with the burst damage right behind them, and then blowing one target after another out of the water. Good old Alpha days. Yeah, those were the days right there. Talking about Alpha, if you guys have not caught the action yet, I actually created also a second YouTube channel for Stormgate. There's a link in the description that you can check out if you're interested. Stormgate is the new esports RTS made by developers that were involved in Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, and also Command & Conquer. So if you haven't checked that out, you should definitely. It's still in early development, but they're adding more and more content right now, and the game is already awesome. Real big vibes of the early days of Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2, specifically with players coming up with strategy after strategy and counter strategies. So if you haven't checked that out yet, there's a link in the description to the second YouTube channel. Make sure that you sub to that if you want to be there from the ground up. It's going to be pretty epic, and we're going to run a lot of content in the future, including tournaments for that. But in our Heroes game here, we got Uther now as our support, not Tyrande. So not quite early days. But still, stun into stun into stun into stun. I mean, literally every single hero on their side has some form of CC. So, bonkers. Imperious as the final pick, so triple front line, and we get Sergeant Hammer into this on Infernal Shrine. So after level 16, that front line is gonna suffer. Infernal Shrines, map number 2. Let's go, everybody. Let's see what BananaH and his team can do against Team Dynouh. Second map of the best of 3 series. Dynouh on the left with his boys. Danazovsky is playing Uther for the blue team now. We have Krankle on Muradin, Jaden on Imperious, Dynouh is playing Jaina, and Hyde on Dehaka playing the offlane. The red team over on the right side with the captain, with BananaH on Sergeant Hammer. We have Johan on Garrosh, Okmek is playing Sonya, Jean Lassalle on Rhaegar, and Itrax with Tychus, looking of course for Odin in all of the shrine fights. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do around the first objective. Oftentimes when you have Tychus in, the first objective is let go. And with Sergeant Hammer we've seen similar things, just waiting for level 7 so that she has mobility. And also with Tychus you really want to have Odin in an ideal world. So we'll see how they are approaching objective number 1, if they're willing to fight for it on the shrine, or if they're just going to let that slide and then fall back after that. There's a huge amount of CC for Team Dynouh. The amount of control they have, the stuns that they can chain is pretty bonkers. I mean, Dynouh is of course the one that has to really come in with a lot of burst damage in order to make that work. But yep, this is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to try and make these roaming squads work on the map by moving in and just getting damage done by chaining stuns and allowing Jaina to do all the work there. So if they can pull that off, they will farm them. But it's also very, very telegraphed. That doesn't make it easier to defeat necessarily. Yeah, specifically here you can already tell if that Stormbolt hits, he's dead. Right there. So, especially in the early game, the red team needs to be mega careful. I mean, super careful on how they're dealing with this. Later in the game, it might be a bit different. Once that Sergeant Hammer, you know, has mobility, once that she can siege up and you control the zones, then Garrosh can throw 1 or 2 targets at least away, can maybe save your own hero. There's a few things that they can for sure do, but yeah, you need to be on point. That being said, the red team has been absolutely in point when it comes to their performance in this entire tournament. I mean, they have been crushing it, absolutely crushing it. They've done fantastic work on every single play day. They are undefeated so far. And yeah, this could now end up... Oh, there's the Haka. Yeah, talking about coordination and them rocking it. This could now end up with them getting another big victory here. But they have to really dig deep for this one. Now, we have Hurricane already in, which is actually kind of cool. So, not only the cooldown reduction on Whirlwind, but if you just look at it, removing the slows and roots, so she is really dealing with Jaina with that as well. So, trying to target that a little bit, adjusting the build at least to an extent. The shrine gets announced topside. Both teams still going for their camps. Top of the map, of course, makes it a bit easier to defend it. You're not gonna be split on 2 lanes in this situation, so that's not gonna be a concern for them. But yeah, the attack's still starting to come on. And the Haka gets flipped again, but this time there's some assistance. So Jaina comes in, Muradin looking for that Stormbolt, and Garrosh with the save. Rhaegar ready. That's helping them out too, and they're even following it up, hoping to get closer to Muradin to maybe still get a kill in that encounter. Which wasn't the case for them, but now everybody is moving towards the top side of the map, getting ready for the shrine. Shrine is actually already active, so at this point you can already go for it. Taking the camps down here, and the first one to move onto the shrine and get a few shrine minions is Imperius. Yeah, and down in the mid. Oh, careful. Dynouh is taking lots of damage here. BananaH was taking advantage of the situation and of Garrosh assisting. So Dynouh had to fall back. There's level 7. Since the teams did not go for the shrine immediately, but bought themselves some time, we have 7 on both sides. And that, of course, gives us Sergeant Hammer with Hammer Siege mode. So this is one of the big ones. Yeah, Tychus. Looking what he's done. Nice flip. Danasovsky, Uther in trouble and down. Uther is gone, and they try to go for a follow-up kill. The tongue on Garrosh, it's not enough. Uther goes, is still healing, but BananaH is just pushing everybody away, and the red team has now a significant lead in Shrine minions. 27, 28 to 10. They are going to get the first objective. And this is a Frozen Punisher. So Frozen Punisher can do tons and tons of work here, and they're already opening the wall up, even at the start. So, yep, this is getting really interesting. And Jaina dumm gelaufen, as we say in Germany. Like, literally. Really unfortunate path here. Way too aggressive in the rotation. Obviously not accounting for the trap here. That's 2 kills, and boy, is that a problem. Because now with both of those heroes gone, the topside forward is gonna get destroyed. You can't save that anymore. This was a massive problem for them right there. So, huge issue for them as is. Question just simply is, how do they recover from it? Topside fort already gone with the first objective. That's something that should not really happen. Yeah, it's a bit tough for them here. And the red team continued with their momentum and moved over into the middle of the map. Life funnel is in, so it's all about survival now for Sonya. And yeah, with the good early game that we now have for Team BananaH, it's only going to get worse. You have to keep in mind, once that we are going into level 16 with Giant Killer, it's going to be another big problem because that front line is nasty. You have 4 melee heroes, counting Uther as well. So level 10 is in and ready. That's a 1 level lead that they enjoy. They can go for the camps, which is exactly what they're doing here. That gives us also Odin, which is from the start a great asset when you're talking about shrine control, and is one of the reasons, it's the main reason why Tychus got picked here, and they're already crushing it. So no interest in bounties apparently. Team BananaH has not completed a single one. I don't think they even attempted a single one, but they're definitely interested to run the leaderboard here. And by the way, if you want to have additional information about like the leaderboard, if you have any questions around the tournament, the best way to post those is actually if you are going to Discord. Like, the question pops up every now and then. I mean, most of the things are already in the description of the video here, but if you want to be more involved in this, and if you have questions around bounties, around the tournament, around the standings, whatever it is, the Discord link that you can find in the description is where you can find it. There's multiple channels that we have for the tournament, and you can just ask your questions in any of them, and either myself or some of the admins will be able to help you out there. 7 kills to 1 with level 10 on the side of the blue team. We now also have, by the way, Haymaker. So, I mean, he has a big front line. There's like 3 melee, so you don't have to go into Avatar on this one. And if you can land a good Haymaker on, let's say, Sergeant Hammer or even Tychus, you might have a shot, you know, to isolate a target and get a kill. But I still have to say, this is getting a bit desperate. Now they're moving in again. Level 10 abilities, of course, allow Team Dynouh finally to battle it out in a fair fight. But on top of that, we still have now, I mean, 6 stacks on the level 4 talent. Master Assassin is not a talent that you pick because you think you can complete it in a reasonable time frame. You pick it for the passive, which applies also to Odin, so you want that attack speed. But this is already nice progress. Muradin jumps out. Careful. Good spear from Ogmeg on Sonya. Could also pose a problem. But they're still fine on this. Level 13 talents soon ready. And now the next shrine is about to activate. So, yeah, I kind of also expected, to be absolutely honest with you, Ring. With all of that CC that we're seeing here, I thought Ring of Frost might be the better one. You're more or less guaranteed to land it. Divine Shield saves Muradin, barely, and Muradin gets killed by Tychus, by the grenade, and the Ancestral saves Garrosh, just as it seemed like the blue team might get a kill here. And not only do they lose Muradin, but they lose Imperius and Dehaka. Hyde, he's not gonna make it. He can try and escape, but he is eventually going to fall. There's just no chance for him to get away. He's fully surrounded. So Dehaka is dropped. That's 10 kills to 1. Team BananaH, ladies and gentlemen, they have been absolutely crushing it from start to finish of the season so far. I mean, that doesn't necessarily win them the tournament, obviously. We all know what happened in season number 1 when we had one team murdering every single qualifier and then losing the group stage. So, should not hand them the trophy too quickly, but they are definitely one of the top teams to beat in this season. Yeah, Sergeant Hammer, finally the attack that they were waiting for, but Hammer is able to get out of the fight. They have the talent advantage now. Mortar Punisher is coming through the middle as they opened up the top lane. That level 13 talent advantage, of course, helps. And here comes Odin. But maybe Johan. No, Garrosh survives again. Garrosh survives, gets dragged by the Arca. But look at Dynouh. He's so low that he has to retreat. He gets the heal eventually from Danazovsky. But it's still an issue. And now they have a 2-level advantage. We have the Punisher doing damage in the middle of the map and gets baited over. And now towards the top, they're starting to go for the next attack as they are hoping to take a keep down. And I just don't see anybody stopping them here. Uther is the only one. Now Muradin is coming in from the side. Uther gets caught, has the Divine Shield himself. That puts Muradin into an awkward spot. They go again for Sergeant Hammer. There's another Haymaker. Ancestral just for good measure. They try for Garrosh, and I suppose this is finally a kill. Yes, they finally get a kill. And the good news is not only do they get the kill, they also saved their topside keep. And they get Sergeant Hammer. Yeah. Alright. Finally. Can Dynouh... I mean, another kill? They got 2 already? Maybe a third? No? Not yet. Alright. I mean, they have 2 of their big weapons already gone, but look how deep they're diving for this one. They won Tychus, and they get him. Tychus is gone. I mean, damn, they're diving deep. Sonya still survives thanks to the spin to win here. But, well, they are attacking, and damn, Hyde might actually die. Rhaegar? Nah. There's 2 heroes. Like, I would not risk it here. Bottom of the map, by the way, Catapult is now doing some damage. So they're starting to lose some of the structures on the wall just to the Catapult pressure. And we're only 10-11 minutes in. So this is not like a 20-minute game. This problem is going to increase as we continue. Not a single fort has been lost on the side of Team BananaH, which is a massive problem. Level 16 talents are now ready, and that gives us Giant Killer. So now Sergeant Hammer is going to start murdering that front line. Already top damage in the game, obviously. Duh. But I gotta admit, Tychus, very close. Sitting at 29,000 damage himself. So, yeah, not too bad. Now, if Team Dynouh can again channel these stuns and just run over them in a fight, then great. But it's 16 versus 15. They're going to get their own level 16 talent in a moment. We're now having the nerves of steel as well. More survivability here too. And yep, the objective at the bottom of the map is soon going to spawn. Benediction, massive of course. Benediction of huge, imposing presence is also, that's fantastic. That's an amazing talent for Muradin given the situation and how Sergeant Hammer is becoming a problem for them. On top of that, we're going to the Northern Exposure. So level 16 is not only a big deal for the red team. I highlighted Giant Killer, but this is a big one. Yeah, well, this is done, and the Ancestral is too late. Rhaegar thought he could get away without using it. Now he has to be saved. Sergeant Hammer is gone. This is exactly why they drafted this. Because they realized that they could make these nasty plays, but before Ancestral is ready, Garrosh is dead as well. This is that CC chain. They're running too many melees, and that's another one gone. 3 heroes just disappeared. Just got killed immediately. Dynouh's team is farming them now. This is the survivability that they have. If Sergeant Hammer is with the team and they have to fight a full 5 versus 5 battle, it's a completely different story. But with Sergeant Hammer getting killed this quickly and not being able to leverage the range, the attack damage, and specifically Giant Killer now, they're lacking the damage. So now they just have to get everybody back up onto the map before they can make a move. We had 10 kills to 1, and now it's 8 kills to 10. So, yep, there it is. Rhaegar didn't want to use an Ancestral on Sergeant Hammer because it seemed like Sergeant Hammer would get out of the fight regardless. And just that bit of hesitation led to Sergeant Hammer falling, and then, yep, no chance anymore to get it through in time. So now the lead in experience goes to Team Dynouh. They've finally gotten that momentum that they were hoping for, and they're trying to force game number 3 here. So, yeah. Massive sustain on this team. Dehaka, Sergeant Hammer has to get out and is able to get away. Got flanked a bit. They need these straight up fights. If they can get those, that would help them. It's a 5 versus 4 at the top, by the way. Imperius is down at the bottom of the map with the Punisher, trying to take down the fort. Yeah, I mean, again, the early game and the mid game were amazing for Team BananaH, but now they lost the momentum. They ended up losing 2 fights, pretty big, and now it's a question of how they are going to deal with the next one. Because defending the Arcane Punisher here shouldn't really be a problem anymore. 2 of the forts are gone though. Topside fort might get destroyed as well. The blue team is currently trying to gank up on that. And it's also that level 20 talent, of course, that is a little bit of a worry. 9 stacks on Tychus, by the way, for his level 4. So yeah, Johan is alone at the top. They are hoping to save this fort, because if the spawn happens topside, again, then they have a fountain. And the opponent doesn't, so that every single advantage they can take, right? So, can they make that work? Currently, we have still... yeah, 1 level disadvantage. Objective hasn't been announced yet. They need experience. I mean, if you just look at the experience gain over here, look at the difference in passive experience. They had an additional 6,000 XP through passive experience. That's actually kind of nuts. And then you look at minion experience, and thanks to the Haka and all of that side lane pressure, the blue team with 10,000 extra XP. That's just ridiculous. That's insane. That's utterly insane. Made a bit easier by every single lane being pushed over towards the left side of the map, obviously, but still, that discrepancy is just bananas. Now level 20 is ready, and you can see that the red team is just playing this as safe as they can. They're just waiting. Haymaker got upgraded into the Grand Slam. On top of that, we also got the Unrelenting Descent. We have Topside now. Uther, by the way, with Redemption. Topside, the fort has been destroyed. So now they're defending here. Half a level to 20. Sonya's down at the bottom of the map, trying to get some extra experience for the team. Objective is going to get announced soon, TM, but they should have their level 20 in time. So, yeah. They are going to have level 20 in time, and then for BananaH and his team, it's going to be important to have a proper team fight. Nobody getting killed early on. Nobody getting pushed into an awkward position. This is what Dynouh and his guys are hoping for right now. That they can somehow flank in again, get a quick kill, and make short work of them. Ultra Capacitors are in. We get Rhaegar with the upgrade. And now it's an even playing field between the two. 20 talents versus 20. Big Red Button is, of course, massive as well. Absolutely massive. Objective at the top. Yep, nobody has a fountain there anymore. Rhaegar hasn't died yet. The only one that hasn't fallen. Jean Lassalle survives through everything. Okay, Water Elemental is out, and there's the Ancestral, and they definitely needed it. Ancestral is out, Ogmeg with a spin to win. There's everything that got put out. Yep, they have Big Red Button active as well, and they're trying to go for it. Tigers is pushing them back as the Shrine is active, but a lot of ults got used in that last battle. It might not be over yet. They're trying to go for it again. Tigers, the Grand Slam. He tries to dash out. Muradin is following. They want him. Gets a second hit. This time against Draga. The Divine Shield on Muradin as they're trying to escape. But they're chasing them across the entire map. No kill happening. Nothing. Nobody gets a kill. They're slowly falling back here. Everybody has used everything they have. And now the position just a bit better on the Shrine at least for BananaH and the red team. Dehaka is pushing the bot lane out again, using the global in the middle of the map. We have Catapult and also a camp, but they're trying to go for the objective here. Oh, this is going to get a spicy ending, for sure. Muradin, he can try and burn him down here. Stormbolt connects, another Grand Slam hit. Middle keep is taking some damage, 46,000 damage for Tigers. They go for Garrosh, and he's alive, he's still alive, he's dead. He's dead, and Muradin somehow survives. Sonya is gone. This might just be a 3-mapper. It might just go to the third map. 5 versus 2. Sergeant Hammer is gone. They lost their tank, and now the entire team gets farmed. Everybody's dead. That is game. It has to be game. We're 18 minutes in. Death timers are massive, and we have the mid lane keep already nearly destroyed. So there's the opportunity to go straight through the middle, not even waste any more time with the objective, but just make it a play here. 51,000 damage for Sergeant Hammer. BananaH and his team, they are forced onto the third map by Team Dynouh. The blue team got absolutely destroyed in the early game of this map. But then they turned it around with a beefy front line with tons of CC, and Jaina getting all the damage out, taking top damage in the game. And they take the W. Inferno Shrines goes to the blue team, and we are headed for game number 3 in this series. GG. Game number 3. Series is tied, and we're going all the way. Alderac Pass is our final map. And I have a feeling that we're not going to get any bounty attempts on this one. So this might be the first one that BananaH and his team lose. Who knows? The first series. Because Team Dynouh, they got a chance now. They were able to turn it around on Infernal Shrines, which was not really easy for them. But hey, they made it happen. Now we got Maiev and Sylvanas banned out. The same goes also for Lucio and Hogger, which leaves us with the first pick for Team BananaH. And they go for Diablo. The OG bully is starting to push people around here. I'm kind of intrigued. I want to see what's going on here. Because BananaH, again, his team has been crushing it. When played in number 4, they have not lost a match yet. And currently, there is a chance that Team Dynouh is the first one to defeat them. So if they can do that, that would be pretty epic. And super interesting. And Dynouh is starting things off. I mean, they are going damn. For Greymane and ETC right at the get-go. Now with ETC, you obviously have the option to play him as a side laner and just go into some globals. So that's one thing they can do. But very, very quick pick into Greymane here for them. And then ETC together with it. So super curious if ETC is going to end up as a main tank for them or as a side laner. Brightwing and Genji for their opponents. There's no light bomb engage, no crazy things like that that are available any longer. And with Brightwing being played, you could of course technically go into some old school plays like a Swift Strike engage and then Brightwing with an Emerald Wimp Bomb, which we have seen of course in the days of HTC quite a bit. Dignitas in particular, I really love to do that, but not so much these days. So highly unlikely that we're going to get to see that. Final ban after Falstad just got axed. Globals are more or less off the board. You still have a few that you could, I guess, technically play around with. Maybe you could go Vikings, Samuro, ETC could go Stage Dive, but that said, not more. Oriel gets banned. Yeah, that's the moment where Cho'Gall gets picked. I mean, that is an option. If you wanna... We've seen our fair share of Cho'Galls already. Some successful, some less so. But There's Urel for Hyde, and we get Abathur. Okay. Abathur, I mean, they could go Monstrosity here. I highly doubt it, though, given the fact that they have Greymane. If you have Greymane, you want to go copy. I do not see Monstrosity play coming out of this one. So, ETC indeed as a main tank, with Hyde playing Urel on the side lane. And now the final 2 picks for Team BananaH, for the red team. We still need them at the side lane. There you go, Vikings! Nice! Vikings Longboat is a bounty, unless I'm mistaken. I actually have to double check myself. So, Vikings, Longboat. Yes, Longboat Vikings. So we have 2 bounties potentially. We have Abathur Monstrosity and we have Longboat Vikings that are options. Do I believe that any of them are being picked here? Not really. But hey, there's a chance, right? Final pick, Danozovsky for the team, and it is Tyrande. Alright, ETC Tyrande. Good old true and tried stun combo. Interesting pick though. All direct pass, final map. Let's go everybody. The 3rd map, all direct pass between BananaH and Team Dynouh. Game number 3, the final map. We have Dynouh on Greymane for the blue team. Danozovsky with Tyrande. We have Krankel on ETC, Hyde on Urel, and Jaden is playing Abathur. So, we got the Slug in the house. Time to slap things. On the right side of the map, Jean Lassalle with Brightwing. We got Johan on Diablo, BananaH on Genji, Itrax going for the Drain build with Gul'dan, and Okmek on the Vikings. So again, technically, there's 2 bounties that are possible in this game. I mean, honestly, they could just go for some kind of gentleman's agreement and just agree that both go for the bounty. That would guarantee that one of the teams, it would give both of them a handicap, and it would guarantee that one of the teams walks away with a bounty. I personally don't really think that any of them is going to do it, but hey. So Abathur could go Monstrosity, that's 1 bounty. And on the side of BananaH and his team, if the Vikings choose to go into Longboat, that is an option as well. So, we'll see. But again, for now, what we're getting is just the early game skirmishes. If you're going for any kind of attack with, or any draft with Vikings, the idea is, of course, that you have a super strong 4-man in an ideal world. The Vikings soak the side lanes, and you are just taking down structures. This is something that we're actually getting quite a bit. So, all the way to the top, we now have Olaf going up against Hyde, doing his thing here. It's all about stacks as well. For example, in the case of Krankel at the front line, we're getting Prog Rock. And for Tyrande, we have her with Lunar Blaze. And this is actually another real old school combo. Oh god, I loved those drafts back in the days. That was before we had a lot of the Overwatch crap come in. But when you had ETC, Tyrande, Kelthus, for example. Oh, it was so good. Just having that CC chain and those as a death squad on the map where we were just roaming everything and just getting kills. It was just super fun. Now, a lot of these combos have just simply disappeared because mobility creep came in. New heroes were by default just getting stronger and stronger because I want to make sure that they can sell some of those heroes in the store. And it kind of removed some of these options. Now, with the draft rules that we have, where you can only play hero a single time within a series, it brings some of them back. And it's kind of fun to me that we also have Tyrande appearing more and more, so that's kind of cool. She is very, very situational, and the problem with her is always that she's squishy and she doesn't have an escape tool. She has no tool that allows her to get quickly out of a fight or anything, or create some distance. I mean, even Oriel has at least the whip where with a nice hit you can push someone away from you. Tyrande has none of that. She has a stun, but even that is pretty tricky to hit. So if they can make her work, it would be great, but she's usually somebody that really wants to follow up on others engaging. And then with a Hunter's Mark as a trade, you can also get the extra damage in, and this is really where it starts to make some fun playing Greymane in the combo and trying to make a move there. But then again, Diablo is the first one to fall, so Greymane comes in and takes Dibbles down. Team Dynouh determined at this point to make sure that they are the first team to take a big win against Team BananaH, and I mean match win here. And who knows, maybe they are able to pull it off. It would be kind of cool if... Yeah, I mean, I'm not actually quite sure what I really want here. On the one hand, it's amazing if BananaH is able to continue his insane win streak, but at the same time, it would make things also super interesting to see Dynouh all of a sudden take the top dog in the standings, at least at this point, down and get a win there. Urel is eliminated at the top lane, so kill for a kill now, with camps being focused as usual. Vikings are still pushing here a bit, and the first objective is up, but not really taken. Vikings can try and cheese that as well. We've been always talking about how, for example, Anubara can do that by simply spawning a few beetles, but he can do similar things with the Vikings, just getting those grunts busy and then start the channel. And he can also try and sneak that in while your opponent is fighting for yours. So there's some pretty sweet moves, and Ogmek is already trying to do that right there. He's always keeping one of the Vikings close to try and sneak in and start a channel. So it can be very annoying. Now, a few other heroes like Samuro and Gazlo can of course do the same thing, even though we don't see it all that much. Eric is gone, so Eric gets eliminated. Abathur still at the bottom of the map. Yeah, Abathur of course means that you have right now only 4 bodies in team fights at the maximum, but you can rely on Symbiote, and that allows them to go for Diablo again and kill him again. Nice. Yeah, sweet done. Nicely done. Sweet. They get the kill here. So, with that now done, we have in the middle... Also, Mule. Mule is now up with level 7. And that means if you're trying to take a structure down, you need to go for the entire thing. That's a ton of damage, by the way. This is just simply the minions that they're pushing in here. Mule comes down immediately, but that is half of the hit points gone. And if they can now send someone in to maybe take that fort down completely, that would be amazing. The question just is, can they? Saki build continues for Gul'dan as he comes in with the Curse of Exhaustion now too. And Brightwing gets killed. That's 3 kills to 1. And they are, well, losing at least the lead on the objective. The Vikings sneaking in the back. And he gets stopped by Tyrande. But this is exactly the problem. You're fighting for your opponent's objective. Or for your own, and then your opponent sneaks in with a hero like the Vikings, which just says like, you know what, I'm going to start that channel too. That's exactly what we're seeing here again. So once again, Vikings are doing the same thing, are getting the channel as well, and now both of the teams, this is insanely close. Who's actually going to win this? If this runs its course, I have no idea who takes it. Who has the lead on that? Look how close that is. This is nearly identical. Ah, but the blue team pulls ahead. Red team is on it again. Both of them. It's clutch. Objective number 1 goes to Team Dynouh. And they even get another kill. Genji is gone. They got level 10 abilities. We get ultimate evolution. I mean, it was already clear. And we also have play again. No bounties in this game. It was to be expected. Yeah, it was to be expected, obviously. But now we have it confirmed. Here comes the copy on Greymane. Of course, that is what you want to go for. You can either take heroes down or you just go for structures. I mean, either way, Team Dynouh is now in a bit of a lead. They're trying for a kill. They want the Fruit Fly, but Brightwing gets killed by the copy. Nice. 6 kills to 1. With the Fruit Fly gone, the Vikings are currently defending, but they're trying to go for Gul'dan. But they can't. Gul'dan survives. The top fort will not. This is the first objective. We're not even 10 minutes into the game yet. So, of course, there's not going to be an enormous amount of damage done just yet. But it is going to give them a bit of a lead, at least. They're actually pushing through the middle now, too. Trying to get some damage done here. Urel is making sure that the top fort is not going to survive this. And talking about forts that are surviving, the one in the middle, looking pretty good here. I mean, this is the one that earlier they were already starting to repair as quickly as they could after that push came in. Oh, that's a kill. Yep. Urel is gone. Didn't have a chance to go for her ult here, so no opportunity for Hyde. I think maybe towards the end there was a small window, but keep in mind he's playing from Korea on the European server. And it's also in the middle of the night. I mean, just pretty much literally. So, yeah. I'm not sure if there was a window, but if there was one, then he wasn't able to use it. Quest completed for Gul'dan. His level 1 is done. We have 33 stacks for the Viking Horde on the baseline, by the way. So, yeah, that's another advantage that we can play around with. Not a single structure taken out on the blue team side yet, but the only thing that they were able to destroy is the top side fort. With a couple of walls, to be fair. So, yeah, the gate is gone in the middle, so at least grants some vision. As you can see in experience, the two teams are still insanely close. No big advantage or anything that's going on here. Motmeg is also just double checking with bosses up. You should every now and then have a bit of a look there just to make sure that your opponent is not trying to pull a fast one against you. As it happens now down at the bottom of the map, because with the double Greymane pick, you Abathur copy, you can get this super fast. And they had the Vikings there immediately. So this is actually awkward because you sacrifice the copy because you want to sneak the boss. And it was a pretty sweet move. I like this idea. I mean, I really like it. It's a cool play and it's a nice tool to have in your arsenal. But then the Vikings sniffed it out so quickly that the rotation was coming and now they have to let that leash. So this is a cooldown that you just burned that you didn't get anything for. And it's a little bit annoying. I mean, yeah, definitely an annoying situation for them to be in now. And they're just like, yeah, what are we going to do with that? So, bit strange, bit weird. Instead, it's the red team that is now trying to use the lack of Abathur's ult to start and make a play here. Can't really do that. Yeah, but still, Olaf goes down, so they're going for some Vikings. Abathur can still help out with the symbiote, of course. They're starting to make a few moves here. 7 kills to 2, and there is kill number 8 as they go again for Greymane, and they take him down. Greymane is gone, and Team BananaH, for the first time in a long time, finds themselves in some trouble. Game number 3 is not going their way at all. 8 kills to 2. If anything surprises me, then it is the experience lead that we're getting still for the red team. And this is minion experience. They have the Vikings, so in minion experience they're fine. What a nice ult! ETC with a big ult. Gul'dan is down, so is Brightwing. They go for Diablo, and they are about to take him down as well. Nicely done. Yep, really well played. I pressed the wrong button. Apologies. That was not the replay that I was trying to show you. Yeah, so sorry. I wanted to show you the mosh pit again. I just pressed the wrong button here, and that was the wrong replay. This is not the replay that you're looking for. This doesn't actually happen. You hallucinated. So, yeah. Nah, I'm just kidding. The play in the last game was just so damn good that I wanted to show it to you again. The blue team, again, they got the kills, they got the mosh pit. Now they're in a situation where they can take the boss as well. So, yeah. Situation for them is pretty sexy. 11 kills to 2. Even with the experience lead to the Vikings, it's a total disaster right now for BananaH's team. That kill that we just now got against at least Urel might help them a little bit, but obviously, all in all, it's still a bit of a dire spot to be in. The boss is taken, we have level 16 now ready. The red team will grab it in a moment, but that bottom fort is under pressure. At least the Vikings now have Largen in charge, which means that they could get, for example, the additional stun that can get chained, and then they can follow that up with a kill, but Brightwing is gone. Greymane is absolutely murdering it. I mean, Greymane is really just crushing it at this point and doing work, and it shows. They're trying for the fort at the bottom of the map. There's no Abathur, no Mule on the side of the red team, so even if they don't pick it up right away, it's going to be fine. But Tyrande gets caught, overstays her welcome a little bit, and gets destroyed. So yeah, there's that. Now, 13 kills to 4. Mule still in action. Still a bit of a kill for a kill situation going on here. The problem for the red team is just simply that if they cannot change the dynamic of these team fights, they are going to be in deep shit as the game continues. Just simply because death timers increase. And the more these death timers increase, the more of a problem it's going to be. Now another boss, double Greymane for the win, and it doesn't seem like anybody is going to sniff that out in time. So yeah, this is looking more and more like the blue team walks away with another objective. Sorry, with another boss for now, which again is more like an objective. And then they're also going to make a play here. So yeah, these double Greymane plays on the boss are awesome. Absolutely awesome. Now they're trying down here at the bottom to get at least the objective. I personally don't see that happening either, if I'm honest with you. But it's the team fight dynamic that matters the most. And maybe no. There's a Horrify as well. They try to go for ETC, and he gets the assist from Abathur and is able to get out. Abby is making the big symbiote plays. So, with death timers increasing, if the team fight dynamic doesn't change, you are going to be in trouble. That's just the fact. That's just the reality that they gotta play sometimes. We need to win some team fights. We need to get some kills. Diablo with the Airpock engage. Nice, gets a stun out. It's not enough. Instead, they're losing a Viking. Vikings are also defending the top, by the way, where the keep is taking damage. That's the first keep taking damage here. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem. We don't want to lose any of the armor shields this early in the game. Vikings, again, with a nice slide onto Tyrande. And she's alive and makes it. Genji wanted the kill. Brightwing in the meantime with Emerald Wind. They actually have the combo, by the way. I highlighted it earlier, but they actually went for it. So the topside keep is gone. That's the first armor shield removed, and that's a problem. Dynouh dies, so at least they get a kill here. Moshpit gets used and interrupted within a second. That allows it allows Genji to escape. The Grey main copy was trying to go for the kill, but couldn't get enough damage to through in that small time frame. Still tries to push out Gul'dan, but yeah. They have 5 on the map, so now they can maybe make a move for the objective. As I said, they lost their topside keep, and here in the middle, as Yrel dies, that's bad, we are going to see another fort likely fall. So it's a bit of an awkward one. Once again, we're in the spot where on the one hand, the blue team is getting mad value out of all of this, as they're taking the top keep out and even the fort in the middle, but then the objective is going over to the red team, or likely, as they are starting to get a few more kills. So finally they're getting some kills in the game. We now have 40,000 damage for Gul'dan, who is highest damage dealer for the red team, and 62,000 for Greymane. Dynouh himself, the captain for the blue team, is just crushing it there. Hyde struggling with Yrel. The objective is now taken. That's the bit of relief that Team BananaH at least gets here. But yeah, it's kind of bonkers. Kind of bananas. So 20 is soon in. Pun not intended, by the way. But now they have to really make that objective count. And they are going up against the level. It's just not lining up for them, is it now? Level 20 is ready for Team Dynouh, and BananaH is probably not going to have enough time with... Well, they maybe with the Vikings can get 20 in time for the push. And yeah, I think yes they can. Alright, so timing was perfect here. We got the shooting star now in. And on top of that, intensive wins. Blizzard and their farting jokes as talent names is just absolutely ridiculous to me. So yeah, the silent killer of Kira, the intensive wins. I see what they're doing there, Blizzard. Bit juvenile, but alright. Fury of the Storm, and they already took the first raider down. 61 stacks now for the Viking Horde. Not too bad. And yeah, in the meantime, I gotta jump out there real quickly. Alright, my bad. Sorry. So, 14 kills, 2-6 as the party continues over here. 20 versus 20. And, well, let's see how much further they can go with it now. Because at this point in time, the objective is pretty much defeated. We have a 5 versus 5 back up on the map. And all the way at the top, there's still a bit of a remainder, but that's about it. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, either way, with that being said and done, we're now having another move being made for Diablo, and he nearly dies. They go for Brightwing, and there's the kill right there. Johan gets attacked too, and that's the end of Diablo. And now they're definitely in trouble here. So yeah, at this point, 16 kills, 2-6, definitely a problem, and yeah, we'll see. Alright, now I'm back for real. Sorry, but I actually had to go to the door. That was pretty important right there. 16 kills, 2-6, and well, for now we have still only the one topside keep destroyed. So that's one armor shield that's gone. Boss taken at the bottom of the map and is gonna move through that. Yeah, and in the meantime, the push in the middle, so... let's see what they can pull off there. If they can now rotate back down and use that boss to maybe get themselves another kill and a second keep destroyed, that would mean that 2 of the armor shields are gone. And then you can essentially go directly for the core. Greymane now sitting at 87,000 damage. We got 52,000 for Gul'dan. And the boss just gets blown to pieces within seconds. So they don't really get a whole lot of value out of that. We have in the middle of the map still Abathar making sure that they at least hold on to that fort. He can also drop the mule down at the bot lane where the fort has actually survived. So, yep, can mule that back up without an issue. But the attack is still going. They want the team fight here. And with 20 versus 20 talents, there's this stun and the end of ETC. Nicely done. Yeah, awesome little move here by Team BananaH, and I mean, they're fighting tooth and nail to turn the series around. They still have to face off against 2 forts, so it's a bit of a problem that the minion waves are pushing against them consistently throughout all of it. But they've only lost a single keep so far. They are still so far behind, structurally speaking. And now as the objective is up, we're 19 minutes in, so now of course if you get another boss here, any team, or if you are top of that also getting maybe the objective, then you can really rely on that and push with it. And this is the opportunity that BananaH was looking for with his boys. So they're coming in here, 16 kills, 2-7, and go for the boss at the top. And this one they can easily grab. So, yep, nicely done. Sweet little move by them. And that allows them now to maybe even go for the objective and go for the double whammy. And if they're getting both of those, that would of course be the dream. Maybe they can turn it around just on the last bit of the game here. There's a bit of a push through the mid lane on the other hand that they have to deal with eventually. The camp was taken earlier. ETC is now also back and on his way, but essentially the blue team is fighting with only 4. They deny the objective, but the boss will take that top keep down, no problem. So if they don't send somebody over to deal with it, then the top keep is gonna fall. And it seems like they're fine with it. They're fine with losing the top keep as an advantage. They're just saying, all right, we lose the keep, we go for the objective, and if we win this one, we can use it to win the game and to go for it. So, yep, off we go. There's the opportunity to make a little bit of a play. And, well, there's the stun against ETC again. Crankle, not again! Mosh pit attempt gets interrupted and he's dead. ETC is gone. Team BananaH might just have the chance to turn this game fully around. They were so far behind. They got absolutely murdered. Now, at least Greymane survives for them, but it's a consistent battle for the objective. 21 minutes into the game. Topside keep has fallen. And, well, there's the boss, obviously, with the 2 armor shields still doing its thing. Boy, oh boy. And right now, 23 stacks also on Tirana. Look at the Viking Horde with a 73. Vikings are just super sustainable at this point. Mule gets dropped, but I don't think it makes a difference here. I mean, first of all, Diablo just bullies it around and takes it down immediately. And here comes the objective. Those are the raiders that they were hoping for. And now they can start to try and make their move and win this one. So, can they take it on? That's the question. Raiders everywhere as they're starting to move through. We're having also, with a keep in the middle, getting murdered by Gul'dan, essentially. A situation in which just a single keep that they kill could be the end of the game. And again, it's all about the kills here. I talked earlier about how they have to turn some of these teamfight dynamics around, and that's exactly what they've done. They started to get kills against ETC. They finally found their target. And with him dying multiple times in these battles, there was just no way in a 5 versus 4 situation with Arbiter on the blue team to do anything about it. Now the copy of Greymane gets killed, so that one's taken out too. And yeah, bot lane gets opened up. Top gets still attacked. But both of the mid and the bot lane raider have now been destroyed. So, yeah. Topside doesn't matter. Again, the topside is going to go straight for the core, but it doesn't matter because 2 armor shields on the core means the core will defend it itself and then afterwards regenerate properly. So, right now, it's all about who can get the next keep, who can win a team fight, and then make that move. And BananaH, I mean, it's amazing to me that they're in this spot in the first place right now. Because they were just getting crushed in the early game. But right now, looking a little bit better here. We have now Hyde and Crankle starting to move around and do their thing. Same time now, obviously, still Diablo looking for the next target. And Diablo wants ETC again, as you can tell. Yeah, Johan, if he gets a nice execute or any apocalypse combo or just a couple of nice wall stuns, that would be all they need in order to decide that game. The problem that you have with Tirana here, for example, is that she doesn't have that panic button that you have with Uther, with Rhaegar, where they can simply go for their ult and then all of a sudden, okay, the hero, the target is alive. So it's much, much more difficult with her. She can get real good numbers through, but just not when the damage is just so on point. So 115,000 damage by Greymane already. Dynouh has been putting his backpack on today. Lift with the knees, baby. I mean, honestly, the calves of Dynouh as he's carrying the game to the team to victory is kind of insane. A little bit of a poke at the bottom of the map. ETC. ETC, and Diablo jumps out, needs the assist from Brightwing. It's a few more cooldowns burned over here. That's also true for, well, we have once again the bullet out. Now they are trying to go for the boss. They pushed him back. Are they going to go for the copy? They have it. Yes, they are. Vikings are checking it out, or try to. I don't think they've actually seen it, but I'm not sure if they can get it quickly enough. But Greymane is still there. Apocalypse is out. They're trying to get the stun. Misses from Tyrande. Tyrande is getting attacked and killed. Tyrande is gone. Here comes the mosh pit, but I don't think they got the value. They wanted a kill. They couldn't really pull it through. And now Dynouh's about to die. This might be the end. This could be the end. The Vikings are already pushing the middle of the map where another keep might fall on the blue team side. Team BananaH, maybe still undefeated after this. Yep, ETC gets attacked, Urel on the left side, and in the middle we already have the Vikings pushing for the second keep, which is exactly what they need in order to remove another armor shield and then go for the core. They have the opportunity right here, right now. They want to go for the objective. They want to make this 100% at this point, and it's looking good. Another quick engage. Yep, they come for the mid lane keep. Objective is about to kick in, but they're not going just yet for the mid lane structure. 10 seconds on Tyrande, 22 on Greymane. Whoa, they didn't want to throw anything here. So, as is, there's the Mule. Trying to safeguard the middle. They're bringing Greymane back, they have another chance, but the objective is of course going to be lost to Team Dynouh. And this might be the objective to turn it around here. Honestly, the second that the heroes fell, I thought Team Dynouh was done. I thought BananaH and his team, they had it, and this was over. But as is, there's another chance to fight for it. Objective is going to be taken, and there it is. But yeah, it is not going to come that easily. They're trying for Gul'dan. They were hoping to move in here with a power slide. Grankle is back, gets immediately attacked. Genji zips in, out, X-Strike. And they're still pushing. 26 minutes into the game in game number 3 right now. 26 minutes at this point. It is a little bit ridiculous. So the objective is up, and now they have to do, at least in the middle, they have to kill it. The Mule is already working overtime as quickly as it can, trying to take this on. But yeah, good luck with this. So as it stands, I mean, this one's gone. And then they're going to try and go. Oh my god, the damage of that Raider at the 26-minute mark. That is bonkers. Big fight already coming through, and Gul'dan dies! Gul'dan is dead. Is that the chance? Genji's dead too! They got 2 kills out of this. They're gonna go for a third. Can they turn the game? They need to defend first. This thing is going to take the core down, but they got Greymane. They're definitely going to be able to pull it off. So yes, the core is going to be fine. The keep at the bottom of the map is lost as well. I mean, at this point, you gotta cross the map and end it. What other chance do you have? Genji and Gul'dan are gone. The Vikings will still push. What is this game? This finish is insane. This finish is absolutely bonkers right now. Urel stays to defend. The core is still there. Eric falls. They're even hunting Vikings right now, but I just don't think they can win it. I think it's over. I think it's over. Mule is coming in to repair the core even. Like, what? They go for the boss at the bottom of the map. They feel like this is their only chance to turn it around. And I kind of agree. I just don't know if they have any option, because without a single armor shield, that core is so squishy. It's insane. Bottom boss and go for core. That's the play. That's the play. 20 kills to 10. They got the copy on Abathar. It will be ready, but the Vikings are already starting to push the lanes out. Somebody will have to stay behind or will have to retreat eventually. And they're not even pushing with it. They're going instead. They're going towards the middle. I do not think that they want for the, they want to go. No way. They want to go for the objective. They can't. They gotta go to the bot lane. Alright, so they slow the mid lane down a little bit and then they go for the kill here. But in the middle of the map, again, this alone is a problem. I am actually surprised that the Vikings don't attack, but what a game. 2 armor shields removed. Dynouh and his boys, this is the moment right here. Can they pull it off?
They need to win now. Now or never. Core is moving in. They need to finish it right here, right now, or the game is over. Dynouh, can they take BananaH and his team down? Boss is about to be defeated. The Core at 50% HP, 9,000 hit points. Right-click that shit. Nothing happening. They're trying to win the fight. ETC with another slide after his ult. And there's the Horrify. Bye-bye. ETC is gone. The Core is healing up. And I think this has to be it. Camp in the middle is pushing. Here comes the move against Urel. Hyde is likely going to die. Dynouh and his boys, they got so close. But this has to be game. I mean, at this point, there's just nothing that they have left anymore. They got so unbelievably close to defeat Team BananaH, but things are turning against them here. Dynouh is trying to somehow survive. He gets killed, and so does Danazovsky. And that is the end. That has to be the end. The Core is losing hit points already, as is Abathur is doing his best, muling it up again, but the red team is about to cross the map and finish what they started. Absolutely incredible that they were able to turn that around. Fantastic game here on All Direct Pass. We have Team BananaH. They're still undefeated, even on Playday number 4. They take down Team Dynouh with a 2-1 victory. GG, well played. Pretty spectacular performance by the red team.